parent component, and in that parent component we need to draw a table, so data table, and we need to be able to use in the data table additional column with images, not with icons, but with the custom images which are applicable to the specific data row. So what might be a possible solution for us to display these custom images? So first of all, we don't want to, implement much around creating a custom table. So we just would like to use, let's say, something called in the Salesforce Lightning Data Table. And in that case, we would like to just adjust it with one more additional custom types for, let's say, rows that we could display, and that, template, we don't want to actually override it. So in that case, what we could do is in the custom, let's say, our table HTML file, we just using our template as is, right? Because we don't want to override it. So in the custom table.js, here we have a possibility for us to actually extend with our class the basic Lightning Data Table class. So in that case, we are creating here one more static parameter, which is actually dictate that we would like to introduce a new type. So new type that we introduce, and it might be, for example, in our case, image column. So template that we are using, right, it will be from here. And here you could see that for us, in order to attach, let's say, additional template, and we could just in the folder of our component add additional file, right? So in that folder of where we include an additional file, so the structure of that file should be the following, right? So we have a general template, basic validation if our image URL parameter is provided, and after that we are drawing that image in the template. So what is exactly happening? So each time when we define that when the specific, let's say, image column type is in use, so in that case, LVC should use the following template and use it with the following params or with the following attributes, image URL and image title. So in that case, when we will have to, let's say, add that additional, let's say, column to our table, we will need to set up the following. So for our table data, we will be able now use our type, and our type will be image column. So it will be exactly that type, which we define it here as additional type. So you could see, so it should be the same name. And then we could use type attributes. So because we already defined this type attribute and the way how custom table handle it here, so image URL and image title, and we here, connected it to our template. So that means that we could actually set them up here in that stage. And it will allow us to actually use that specific type each time when we are working with a table. A table will, generate it based on our parent, based on our data that we have in our table. So once we have the data provided, everything what we need right now is to define the source from where we actually grabbing our images. So in that case, it might be, for example, static resource, and you might have your images in that static resource. So there you could define your, let's say, folder where your resource will be stored with all of the icons. And then what you're doing is you're in the actual body of your component, you could define what should be your image URL. Like, for example, you could use it like this, the following construction, right? So in that case, this parameter will be automatically set up with that value which we are defining here, where we have our base resource URL, and then it will contain this, slash icon slash car svg. And in that case, when that part will be included into the data, so in that case, you will be able to include it into your, let's say, data file, right? And once you will have it in your data file, so in that case, you will be able to use it in the table HTML, and when it will be rendered, you will be able to see your images and they will be in the table. So in that case, we could achieve that goal, how we could draw additional, let's say, column with different kind of logos of the companies or with something else.